Hello, it's just Ketsu. Been a while since I posted a video. Don't really have the motivation to make videos, honestly. Barely to play games, but I decided that I should make a quick little tour of my Stoneblock 3 base. Just in case I don't play the mod pack again, I was really proud of this world. So I really want to document the things that I've done. So a lot of create stuff here. This was the first mod pack I actually messed with create. As you can see, my inventory is kind of messy. It was fun. And I mainly did all this stuff with a friend at first, but then he decided he didn't really like the mod pack, and I mean, you can see why. There's like not a lot of stuff, like we've already done ours. I've done a lot of Botania, and he just didn't really like create. Meanwhile, I loved it. I don't know what it is, but like this is like rekindling the excitement I got learning redstone for the first time. So, although I started this single player world with a little bit of knowledge, I did kind of get a little crazy with it. So, just to make this simple, there's like 20 water wheels under here, maybe even more. I don't know if the soul sand thing for the water wheels works in this pack. So I only have them running at 256 SU, whatever speed you want that to be. And then I basically have everything else set up to that here. I think. I don't remember if these are. We'll get back to that later. So this washer is pretty much the first thing I set up. When I wanted to smelt, I would just switch it out with a bucket. But then later on, I decided I wanted the soul fire and fire, haunting and smoking, and then I put in this lava one, just to have things nice and together. And I also think it looks cool. This is also an aesthetic thing. I don't know if it's a good aesthetic thing, but it's a little bit better than a block if I encased it, so whatever. Well, actually, the millstone was the first thing I set up, followed by the washer, and then followed by the press, I believe. Maybe it was the press second, because I had to get a propeller fan. Either way, this thing's geared up pretty fast. It runs pretty fast. I have this going for no particular reason. This one's just iron. But I do have a diamond one fully set up, making quite a lot of cobble. Get to this later. So pretty much just the press and the millstone and everything back is all I did on the first few days. And as you can see, they're pretty fast. So it worked pretty well. So let's see, after that, actually one of the hard parts was getting string. So if you look on the map, I tried to go a little bit far this way to farm mobs. It's a little drop shoot. And then once I had that set up, I was like, okay, maybe I should farm hemp. Didn't work. I don't know what it is about hemp. I think the light level's fucked up, but it just like didn't want to work. So eventually, I put it in a botany pot, and this is now full because I don't really care about upgrading it. But because I wanted so much hemp, I made this big grass room. And eventually I turned it into all of this. But the hemp just never worked. I had a little bit of Botania started. But eventually I decided I've done it so much I should really focus on create. And then I also used I guess it's an exploit at this point, where you could shift to grow things. You can plant Botania petals on the ground to get them. And I mainly use that for dye for the chickens, which is pretty funny, as you can see by the amount of netherite blocks we have here. This was maybe like the second thing I dedicated a lot of time to, right after failing with the hemp. The main thing I wanted hemp for was the sails, which the sails work as a mechanical bearing, which is a cool replacement for the encased fan magma stone thing, magma block. So it's powering itself, which, I mean, doesn't really save that much space. But I changed, this was the hemp farm, I changed it into a wheat farm, and it's actually going pretty well. I've used a lot of this wheat for the chickens, though, which is why the rates look so bad. But light level's fine. Working on other projects, I just get random animal spawns. Really, I should take out this grass so they don't spawn there. That's fine. This was the second thing I wanted to use sails for. It's not complete, not by a long shot. But also don't really need to use these linear chassis. I just watched a video a few hours ago. I could probably get away with putting the bearing lower and then attaching the saws to the vertical one. But if I play more, I could try that later. But I needed the deployers, and I just like didn't have the brass for it, I think. So how did I solve that issue? Because I have a lot of materials now, and including some spawn egg here and also in here. This is not organized at all. All of that, well, some of the materials came from this dungeon. Not worth it. Not at all. Too many deaths, too many mobs. A really stupid spawner that I stole using the minecart contraption trick. I didn't know you could just tape them up with a cardboard box. Apparently you can. So then, since I was farming wheat and I wanted to farm trees, which I'm planting manually, I also set these up in case I wanted to do some R stuff, which I have a book, but it's literally only the default book. But I also made this, which is usually a good size smeltery for Tinker's Construct. I don't play recent mod packs that much. This is 1.18, so this just chews lava. Which I didn't know because I didn't read the book. I just went through with my past knowledge. It was not the best decision, but it's quite large. And I was just manually filling it up with the sticks you can make. Obviously, here's the old melter because you have to do this, which I don't really find that great. But eventually, since I had chickens, I decided to set this up. Just another thing that I'm kind of proud of. I mean, it's super simple. These are eggs from a lava chicken, if I can actually click on him. There we go. It's only 111 and he's producing so much excess, obviously because, you know, I'm not smelting anything. These are really weird items. They don't like to get accepted into a lot of blocks. Fortunately enough, Create happens to be one, or has one of those blocks that can actually accept it. There's a loot piece somewhere, but I'm going to ignore him. Even though he's giving me a ton of good loot, I don't particularly care right now. Yeah, super simple, just water wheel, belt. These are encased to power the pump. I've been doing a lot of encasing. I honestly wish you could encase the pump, but I find it really cool how you can make the fluid pump glass, and it just automatically pumps it into the fuel gauge here. I usually work with blocks, so I just have these set up with levers and hoppers. Oh, I actually didn't know I had some in here. Because strangely enough, I've noticed, at least on the old mod packs, nothing but a hopper works for auto taking out. So I had these drippers set up, and now that I look at them, they're not auto-filling. I think I had something set up. I do. So I'm not sure why they're not filling. I guess because it's not... Oh, it's not a water source anymore. Not an infinite water source. Yeah, so I had to make some compromises with making this room, and I didn't realize that that was the thing. But I don't need the drippers anyway. I'm just gonna fix it because... it's just gonna annoy me. Especially if I continue to play on this world. I could probably fix that just by... placing one right here. So yeah, I'll also try to cover up everything just in case. That's the wrong block. I mean, I think mob spawns are restricted in the first few blocks of the world, but you never know. So I just have things set up. Yeah, so I actually had this set up pretty early, which automatically fills the drippers, since apparently they have an internal inventory. I didn't know that the first time. I thought they just worked like dripstone. But this is super fast for making clay. Unfortunately, that didn't matter too much, because I think I got a lot of clay from that dungeon that I went to. I was saying a lot, but I really don't need to. I just take awkward pauses. So I have a pretty good amount of wood in there. I also have a pocket storage unit with a bunch of random junk in it. A lot of archwood logs that I've used for crafting. A lot of gravel, which is just excess from here. And honestly, I should probably just grab some more. There's no harm in doing it, and just in case I have any raw materials, I can just grab from the pocket storage. So after the smeltery was made, is when the rest of this setup was made, and the crushing wheels, so I could actually get a good amount of resources. It's really simple. It's just a chute, iron barrel, pops it there on the belt, into a funnel and a chest. Works pretty well. And I believe I've been putting gravel in here. The chute always gives it 16, so it's never running that long, which is actually kind of convenient. And then it just drops it onto the belt, belt puts it in there. I don't remember if this is the max speed, but this is really fast. I think if I grab a stressometer... Yeah, it is maxed out. So, I believe this was connected to the water hose. This might not be, actually. I think this is connected to a windmill. But this was the maximum possible speed I could get without just adding more sails. So obviously, to make these crushing wheels, I needed a crafter like this, which, you know, pouring internals, whatever. Only thing I'm really proud about is setting up these lights to know when it's on, which I think just looks cool. I think this is also powered by a windmill, or if not, powered by the water wheels. So after that, I'm actually pretty caught up with all of the non-RF stuff. I mean, at some point I made this, obviously. I don't remember when specifically. This is my collection of stuff from the loot bees. For some reason, he really likes to drop luggage. So I've just been collecting it. Bunch of random animals. Getting a few Rs mobs, like that guy. He was renamed recently, so I don't remember what it's called. He's just stuck up there. He doesn't want to come down. Which I feel like this setup here would be good to actually get his charm, but doesn't want to come down. So, whatever. And then, last time I actually played, I set up this super extravagant setup. This like lava setup here is like unnecessarily complicated because it's using a fluid tank to act as a buffer, so there's always lava in there, just, you know, for aesthetics. Same thing with the smeltery. There's just a lava chicken back there, funnel going into a belt, and the item drain, which super glad that that block actually works. And that's all being put into another buffer, I believe, into a magmatic dynamo. It's pretty upgraded from what I can remember. I think it was a resonant, if that's even still... Yeah, it's a resonant component. And then a bunch of these, which decreases fuel efficiency, but increases output. Which is pretty nice. I mean, I'm generating so much lava. It's not like I need the efficiency. I'm pretty sure. I mean, there's no way I'm, like, not profiting. So, all of that's going into a ultimate energy cube. It's not gonna tell me the input here. I started recording and it was right at this tick, if you can see my mouse, at the second one, so it's actually going pretty fast. And then these are just, you know, basic mechanism machines. They've been upgraded fully, except for muffling, because I didn't know it was a multi-tier upgrade. And from mechanism, I honestly don't remember what I was going to make. And honestly, at this point, I wasn't really following the quest too much. I kind of just, like, just so happened to do them. And honestly, like, that's pretty rare for me to just build on my own. And I know this doesn't look impressive, but it was fun building this because, you know, all of this is hidden. The only thing you see here is the shaft. Everything else is hidden away. Even here, you know, this is an encased shaft, so it looks decent. Only reason I haven't built the entire walls out of these shafts is because, actually, they don't connect. I'd probably need to use some, like, other... I'm not too sure what I can do there, because there's a mechanical pump that I need to power. So that's a line of shafts, or a line of cogs. And then even though the rest of the blocks connect, they don't connect with the rest of the encased, or andesite encased blocks. And they're expensive. I didn't have a lot of wood until now. And, you know, each one of those takes an andesite alloy. Even though I have a pretty fast mixer setup, it's kind of a pain. And really, it's actually kind of sad how fast I summed that up. So I think that's pretty much it. I mean, a lot of the stuff was just tedious. You know, farming lava chickens in case I need them. Gathering all these items. Getting them from the dungeon, dying multiple times. It's a very time-consuming mod pack. But I think I'm pretty proud with what I made. So obviously, as you can tell, it's just about to get started with the RF. But I don't know. I don't really know if I want to continue playing this mod pack. I don't really have a good reason as to why I stopped. I think I just got distracted by other games. Because it's fun. The main reason I would keep playing is for create. And at that point, I feel like I would just play a better mod pack for it. But who knows? I might keep giving this a try. Provide some more status updates if I keep playing. I don't really have a lot of time to live stream since I have a job. And then I have to get back into school soon, but I don't know. I'll consider it. And then if I stream, I don't know if I should choose YouTube or Twitch, but that's a decision for another time. So, I think that about wraps it up. Only other thing of interest is the fact that the reason I even set up a netherite chicken in the first place, even though all I'm literally using is just the armor, I don't know why I always double click that. Because a single block of netherite generates 450,000 EMC. So this is all in preparation for Project E. So even if I do pick this mod pack back up, all things considered, I'm pretty prepared for endgame. And then it's not hard to fight the Wither. It's hard to get the skulls. Because, I mean, I could just go to the Nether. As you can see, I don't even have it mapped here, though. I believe it's like out 1,000, maybe 1,500 blocks. I'm not too sure. And I don't remember from playing with my friend. So there's definitely more time I could sink into this pack. Though, as I speak of time, it is 3:40 a.m. So as you can tell, I'm not very efficient or well managed with my time. But I just wanted to record this, put it up on YouTube, so I can see at any point, wow, I really did pretty freaking good. I think it looks good too. I mean, obviously, the cave doesn't. It's just all stone. The most amount of decoration I've done is this doorway, which doesn't look good. And then this little room back here, which I actually do think looks pretty cool. Those, I don't remember what they're called. They're like, I don't remember if redstone was in the name. I know it's some sort of lamp. Rose quartz. Oh, I have the cheat on, so the reason I stopped playing, that's the wrong one, is because I was looking into trains. And I mean, it started with trains and then it just evolved. Because I was just messing around with Project E. But just to make sure and to show you that I had the cheats on for a reason, I'm actually going to go show the creative world after I stop this recording and make sure that, you know, audio and video actually looks good. So I will, well, I probably shouldn't say anything because I'm just gonna cut when I'm in creative. It's kind of funny loading into the creative world and seeing that tip. So, as you could tell, I went a little crazy with the Project E destruction catalysts and stuff. But this is why I had cheats enabled, because I was messing around with trains. Like I said, this mod pack was my first exposure to create, and as, like, simple as it is, really, and how cool the trains can be, I don't really see a point in investing my time in them, honestly, at all. Like, the only reason I would ever set up trains in a world is if I was playing with a large group of friends and we all lived, like, away from each other, solo, and we had a bunch of facilities we would take from each other. I don't know how to phrase that. Otherwise, especially in Stoneblock, you're gonna build everything pretty compact. This is also something that I tested. You can just put glass panes below like a floating cart, and then above the God, I can't remember the name of it. Whatever, right? You can make floating bikes. If I had a schedule to give to him, I would show it off. Obviously, I could just do this. It looks cool. However, this stuff is why I had the cheats on, because this is some pretty weird testing I've done. So, this was a design I just wanted to test. I don't remember how much it does. So, I wanted to see if I could make something that was at 64 RPM, because that's what this system is at. And this is a automatic precision mechanism? I'm gonna assume yes. So, it's probably a better way to do it. I just have chess, which shoots, you know, super basic. I'm actually gonna stock this up because, I mean, you know, everyone's already done this. I'm not special for showing it off. If anything, mine's kind of bare bones, but I just want to see it working, and I think that's reason enough. Alright, so it's a super basic circle. The unfinished ones are filtered back into the system. The finished product is filtered out here, and then anything else is just tossed out to the side. So the problem is, I think I have a bunch of gold there, so now this system is a little full. See how many I have to take out before it fixes itself. Barely. Okay. So, this setup here is a little odd, and I'm not sure if it's working still. Oh, it is. That's a little inconvenient right now, so I'm just going to turn that off. But as you can see, actually works. Finished product goes over here, unfinished goes over there. This mechanism here is actually timed and counted specifically for... I don't even know why I'm showing this off, really. I just wanted to do a base tour. But this grabs 7 plates, 7 sheets. 7 is like nearly the perfect number for the system to handle. Without, I mean, as you saw, it worked with just 2 backloaded taken off. But I think 7's a good number. And obviously I could just count it myself and put it on the depot, which saves a lot of space. But honestly, all things considered, this isn't a very big, like, cell, if you want to call it that. As you can see, timing is just perfect to start a new cycle. And, you know, I have to put sheets in, so a automatic press could be used here. But I like this. It works, and it's really compact because I have this set up here in the middle to power all of the conveyor belts at a good time. And like I said, this is at 64 RPM, which is why I had this windmill set up to get 64 RPM. So if I made this in survival, I don't really know if I have a lot of use for precision mechanisms, so I would just go with this manual loading. But I would probably build this either in a wall with a glass wall in front of it, or... I mean, I wouldn't want to keep this out of sight because I think this looks cool. But the windmill, I definitely don't care about. Especially geared up like this. I don't care. We can hide this. I can hide this. I don't know why I said we. Obviously right now I'm just using a electric motor to power this, which I really need to get power set up with that ultimate energy cube. But again, I can figure that out later. It's like really funky. I don't know why sometimes these just don't work, so I might use flux. But so you can see there, I can even decrease it by like 1 second, and it'd be good. So like, if I made this, the question I would have is, should I keep these items? And then should I automatically put them back into a system of some kind, or should I just leave them in a chest? Right, because I don't think I really have too much to do with precision mechanisms. Obviously a rotation speed controller would be so nice. But I don't really need train controls, because I don't see a use for trains yet. Mainly just be for a rotation speed controller. Extendo grip is kind of nice. I actually don't know what this is for yet. Yeah, I mean, these really niche stuff. So I really would only need to use this a few times. But still, having it set up just in case would be kind of cool. It's more so just the building process that I think I would get more out of. And then, what was this even for? I believe this was... yeah, this was a train track belt that I had set up. Super simple, just nugget press, running super fast. All I would need to do is make sure these are stockpiled with nuggets, but like, I don't think I need train tracks. However, something else I learned, which also this looks weird, don't worry about it, is that these, when given enough speed, arm themselves really fast, obviously. But they can also send you very, very high. And then at that speed, I don't think I would have taken fall damage. So, like, let's try survival mode. Yeah. That's crazy. I don't even know what that Y level difference is. So I'm at 37 right now. All the way down here on top of that block is -1. So that was nearly 40 blocks. That might be useful. Next, obviously, the first thing everyone does is make an elevator. But, I mean, a few of those and just a water source at the bottom might be cool. Although, I don't really know why I would need all that vertical. And then this was just more testing. Supposedly this is the maximum size sail. I mean, I could shave off a few of them. Just wanted to see what a horizontal... Well, I guess this is technically vertical. That's vertical. Horizontal windmill looked like. So yeah. Assuming I do play this mod pack more, I don't want to set this up. Because rotation speed controllers alone is worth automating. Even if it's just, 7 at a time. You can get iron and shafts out of that. Weird. Something else I want to test one here. I didn't know that. Something just broke. For some reason, I've noticed I'm running out of small cogs. Somehow I broke my filter. Like, why am I running out of small cogs faster? Maybe I just had some excess. Yeah, probably just had some excess. And then, as you can see, already primed for another batch. So this thing's pretty cool. Also, don't know if I need the funnel there. Apparently, having a torch or something similar right next to the mechanical arm breaks it. So that's good to know. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really know if I would want to record any of my gameplay. Most I would do is stream it, and even then I don't know when I should or if I have the time. But I think this is pretty cool. If I make any other cool builds, I'll definitely show it off. Or, like I did with this video, just have a big video showcasing a few days of work. So this is already a super long video, because I don't want to edit this. I'm just going to record this, well, put the two clips together and then upload it to YouTube and hope it works. So this is going to be really annoying for future me to look back and watch. But, whatever. As long as it's up on the internet, it's fine by me. Don't want to record it again. And it's already 4 AM, so see if I can do that real quick. Hopefully, in the near future, I will have something else to upload. Or a new YouTube stream to watch. I think it's automatically turned into a VOD, so we'll see. So, I mean, I look goofy here. This stupid backpack. Yeah, don't really have anything to do for an outro, so see you later.